Hello everyone. We'll discuss few EC2 questions, and after that we'll start EBS. So the next question is, you are trying to launch a new instance in an availability zone, and you receive an message that insufficient capacity error. So you then try to restart a stopped EC2 instance in the same AZ, and you get the same error. So while you stop and restart, you also get the same error, right? What could be the reason for this error? So option one is you have reached the account EC2 instance limit in this AG. AWS does not recognize your IAM permissions. There was no available EC2 capacity in this AG at the time you tried. Or last is you stopped your EC2 instance for too long. See, initially you tried to launch one instance and get this error, insufficient capacity. After that, one system is running, right? Then you restart a stopped EC2 instance. Already one EC2 instance is there. You are just trying to start a stopped EC2 instance. Also, you also get the same error. So what could be the problem?
Maybe C.
Yes, the option is C. There is no available EC2 capacity in this AG at the time you tried. So at that particular time, uh, that particular availability zone have used all the CPU capacity, so that you are not getting. If you try to in another AG, then your EC2 instance may launch.
Or wait a few seconds or few minutes, then try again.
Yes, yes, yes. Next is, what is the AWS best practice recommendation for selecting an AZ to launch an instance in a specific region? So you can choose the AZ that is closest to your HQ or your data center, just in case of you need a connection them later on. Always specify the AG and do not leave that to AWS to select is. So it's saying that you should select the AG always. Option 3 is do not select an AG. Let AWS select the best one in that region for you, for your EC2 instance. Or always select the fast AG in the region.
So what is that we discussed in the first or second class? Based on that, it is the option 1, because
Okay, we'll discuss more
CDN.
in this.
We talked about something CDN. If we take that into consideration, then the option 1, whatever is the closest to you, you have to select that region. But AG,
Yeah, we also discussed one question previously. Okay, you can also take that as a consideration. The previous one question. Okay, Sudhir, see, if means I already discussed that in a region there are multiple edges, maybe 3 or 4 edges, and they are connected using their local high-speed network, not like internet connection. They are local high bandwidth network, and they guarantee that their latency is very low. So the edge closest to you, you will connect through internet, right? So AG1, AG2, AG3, they will have you don't have get that like latency or connection problem, because they are connected through high speed network. So selecting AG1 or AG2 will not have any problem for you. here is option 3 will be the best answer. Why?
Right.
Because maybe Amazon know my AG1 having this resource, AG2 having this resource, and AG3 having like any free resource, and my free CPU capacity is there or whatever. So they will provide you the best one, best AG for you for your allocation. Suppose you are selecting AG1, okay, that is nearest to you, but that AG don't have much capacity, right? So always give AWS to select the AG in the region. Any questions here?
No, it's clear.
Next is an EC2 instance is not able to access the internet. The instance is launched in a public subnet. The VPC has an internet gateway attached, and the public subnets route table, security group, and NACL are all configured properly. So what will be the cause of this issue? So now you are not going to connect one EC2 instance from your internet or from your local. So option may be the instance may not have an network interface created. The instance could be part of a placement group. The instance does not have a public or elastic IP address assigned or attached. The next is the instance might not be going through a NAT gateway. Actually, I should keep this question after VPC, right, Sudeep? Okay, anyway, we can discuss.
Hmm. That's not going through NAT gateway, I think.
See, the instance is launched in a public subnet. So there is no question of NAT gateway.
Okay.
Yes, it's option 2.
No, this is option 3.
3.
You need one public access, public IP or elastic IP to access from your
Public.
company or from your. If you because I always see while selecting one IP, I always see okay, keep it as default, because
Mm-hmm.
if you select private IP means you will not able to connect.
Mm.
For a custom VPC, suppose you are going to create one custom VPC and launch an EC2 instance with all the default setting, then it will not take one elastic IP address. So you have to select one elastic IP address.
So if it has the elastic IP address, then
It will also work either public or elastic IP. Elastic IP also a public IP, but it is allocated to you only.
yes, yes. Okay.
What is the function of an AMI? To define the hardware profile used by an EC2 instance, to serve an instance storage volume for high volume data processing operations, to serve as a source image from which an instance primary storage volume is built, or to define the way data streams are managed by EC2 instances.
Hardware profile. I think option.
To define hardware profile used by in EC2 instance, I think the purpose of this is the information
of your OS,
Yeah,
OS or your software, whatever. Hardware profile will not be built because hardware profile will be selected by you.
storage.
But in while selecting the
Server
EMI, we
instance
are choosing
storage.
that, right?
Yeah, the AMI is not going to define any hardware profile.
Then it's just image. What you're saying, image file.
Yes. AMI
Same.
basically you can say one image file which will having all the details like your OS configuration, your software details or your application server. Every software configuration will be there. And while you select the AMI and launch one instance, one volume will be created, and in that volume all the information will be installed and launched. So option C will be the right answer to serve as
Oh,
an source image from which an instance primary storage volume is built. So your
so,
boot volume, your primary storage, your boot volume will be built from the source image. So serve as a source image. From that AMI, your boot volume will be built.
but here it specifies for the storage volume only. I thought.
Storage
Uh,
volume. Okay. It is mentioned as a volume. Storage means you are storing those OS information and those software information in that volume.
I thought. Acha.
Right? So this
Hmm.
So
Okay.
what I am, what I know actually, I am also looking in AWS documentation. It says AMI provides the information required to launch an instance.
yes,
It
right.
basically provides the information required to launch an instance.
Yes, that all the details like your OS, your patching, your software, your application server, everything needed for your OS or your system configuration, you can say, everything will be in AMI. So it use as a image file to build your root volume, I can say. Actually, the perfect answer in refer to AMI is not here, but you can from these four options you have to choose the best answer.
Right. Okay.
So, Nirmal, what you told, why the hardware profile is wrong? What did you say?
Hardware profile means you are selecting the hardware profiles. You are selecting AMI, right? You are
Mm-hmm.
selecting your hardware configuration like your CPU, your family, your instance family, right?
Yes.
So AMI using AMI you are not doing some hardware profile.
That's what we are choosing. I mean,
And the option B to serve an instance storage volume for high volume data processing operation. This is also not true. Okay, first part is true to serve an instance storage volume. And the next is high volume data processing.
no.
Okay, you can ignore this option for due to this high volume data processing operations.
Okay.
The best answer will be C.
Okay.
Which of the following could be included in an EC2 AMI? Select two. I think this is very easy question. You can answer.
So we just now talked about what is the operating system.
Yes.
We say that, and networking configuration. Now we don't keep that. I guess a software application stack. An instance type definition. What is instance type definition?
Instance type means which type of instance, like T2 micro,
Is yeah, these two, C and D.
I think B and C.
B and C. So
Why?
the see instance type is selecting. After AMI selection, your first selection will be AMI, second selection will be instance type or instance family, right? Here is the question is which two option is including in AMI. So the instance type definition is not part of AMI. After selecting the AMI, we are selecting the instance type. So for a particular AMI, we can select any type of instance.
Okay.
Right. So the option B and C is the right answer. Which of the following describes an EC2 dedicated instance? An EC2 instance running on physical host reserved for the exclusive use of a single AWS account. An EC2 instance running on a physical host reserved for and controlled by a single AWS account. An EC2 AMI that can be launched only on an instance within a single AWS account. Option 4 is an EC2 instance optimized for a particular compute role. See, let me repeat, there are some 4 to 5 types of your purchasing options, like your on-demand, one is spot, one is reserve, one is some dedicated instance, another is some dedicated host. So here, what will be the right answer?
So an EC2 instance running on a physical host reserved for exclusive use of a single
Yes.
AWS.
Yes,
So
you are.
it's the main reason is physical host. That is the
Yeah, manage physical host, and it is only reserved for your account. No other account will share your host. In case of your on-demand or reserve instance, the host is sharing. Like in a same host, many companies they are running their virtual machines in a same host. But if you opt for the dedicated host, this dedicated instance means they are allocating a physical host for you, reserving a physical host for you. So your network, your CPU, your RAM will not be shared by your that set of hardware will not share by any other customers.
Yeah. So maybe my English is not so good. I know that, but I still don't understand what is the difference between A and B. So
No, B is control. See here the
yeah.
word control. Control means you as a customer you have no rights to control those hardware. Okay, they will provide the all hardware, but control will be in
For the
AWS side.
exclusive use of a single account. What does
Yeah,
it mean?
your account will be going to use exclusively
Yes, that means one account will use that EC2
that hardware
instance.
physical host.
That so it is the second is that single account will
Yeah,
control that
yeah, but
EC2 instance.
you are not going to control any hosts.
Why not?
Control means suppose you want to change your hardware, or those things will be done by AWS.
If it is dedicated to me, I
Hmm.
can control. I can increase
No,
memory.
no.
I can decrease.
How you can? You have to go and means increase the stack. Like there will be a rack of RAM, right? Rack of your RAM hardware. So if you want to increase means you have to go there and put some extra RAM there. Buy some RAM and put there. How they are providing one host? They will be set up set up memory rack, set up your CPU rack, set up your storage rack, right? So they are assembling and providing a host for you. So those hardware will be managed by AWS.
Okay.
You can also request to increase your RAM to AWS. Means this is not in your control. That will be controlled by AWS. Their data center. Why might you want to use an instance store volume with your EC2 instance rather than a volume from the more common EBS service? So basically it is asking what is the benefit of your instance storage as comparison to EBS. So option is instance store volume can be encrypted. Instance store volumes data will survive an instance shutdown. So instance store volumes provide faster data read and write performance. Instance store volumes are connected directly to your EC2 instance. So what will be the best answer?
So I know one of them is volatile. Instance store volume means it is just for that instance. When you stop that EC2 instance, it will wipe out everything. The data will not persistent there, right?
Yes, you are right.
But
I think
here
it's
the question is,
but we have to select.
since it is in your instance, it will be faster. So if you want faster operation, then we need instance store volume. So what will be the date option here? Control by connected directly to instance.
In option C and D.
On C and D. So for the you can ignore this point B because instance store volumes data will survive an instance shutdown. So in case of instance store, your data will be lost. So option B you can ignore. And instance store volume can be encrypted. Somehow it is true, but the best answer will be instance store volumes provide faster data read and write. In case of EBS volumes in a network storage. So your CPU or your system connected through a network. Your volume is a network drive. Like suppose you are using some hard drive, USB hard drive, right? That will be I can say less faster in comparison to our hard drive. Similarly, your EBS volume is connected through a network, right? Maybe in same AG, but through a network. Maybe your EBS volume in another building and your CPU in one building. So those will connected to network. So due to that, it is less faster than your EBS store because EBS, sorry, instance store is in the same hardware, same host, right? So the communication will be faster. Read write operation is performance is very faster in case of instance store. And second is instance store volumes are connected directly to your EC2 instance because they all are in a same hardware or same host, you can say. Your virtual machine is you can say using the same host's hard drive or same host volume. Is it clear or any doubt?
It's clear.
Your web application experiences periodic spikes in demand that require the provisioning of extra instance. Which of the following pricing model would make the most sense for those extra instances? See, it is asking that sometimes it experiences periodic spikes in demand and that require provisioning of extra instances.
I think option B.
Sudhir?
Yeah, I think so.
Amrita, are you there? You are not telling anything. Fine, on demand. And next is say similar question but have a small difference. Your web application experiences periodic spikes in demand that requires provisioning of extra instances. Which of the following pricing model would make the most sense for the base instances that will run constantly? That means your instance will run a long run or your best instances. So what will be the best answer?
Reserved. Option D.
Yes, reserve. Because you are using reserve instance for long run instances to save your cost. Reserve instances price is less than your on demand price.